You've been described to me as a bro. And not in a bad way, just as a kind of, persona.
Yeah.
You won Latino men by 30 points in an election that saw Trump dominate that group.
Yeah.
I know men are a very sort of broad group, but what do you think Democrats have misunderstood about men?
We could be working to make the status of men better without at the same time diminishing the status of women. And a lot of times we forget that we still need men to vote for us. That's how we still win elections. But we don't really talk about making the life of men better, working to make sure that they have wages so they could support their families. I also think some of this is just purely psychological, that a lot of times we just can't put our finger on. But during my campaign, I noticed when I was talking to men, especially Latino men, about the feeling of pride, bringing money home, being able to support your family, the feeling of bringing security. For them, they wanted to hear that someone understood that need. And a lot of times we are so afraid, I think, of communicating that to men because we think somehow we're going to also diminish the status of women. And I think that's we need to understand that that's going to end up being a problem. The fact that we don't talk this way at all to them makes them just think that we don't really care about them. When in fact, even when we're not talking about them and we're not campaigning about them, the Democrats on par are actually very good about the status of working class men. I think Democrats need to figure out how we communicate that to guys and be like, hey, we're going to make sure that you're going to have a good paying job so you can start a family. It was a joke, but I said it a lot when I was talking to, Latino men, I'm going to make sure you get out of your mom's house, right? You get your troquita. For English speakers, that means your truck. Every Latino man wants a big truck, which is nothing wrong with that either. And you're going to go start your own job and you're going to become rich, right? These are the conversations that we should be having, and for some reason, we have become, we're afraid of saying these types of things. We're afraid of saying hey, let's help you get a job so you become rich. We use terms bring more economic stability to you, right? And these guys don't want that. They don't want economic stability. They want to really live the American dream.